Susan, how common is sex slave trafficking in South Dakota and Sioux Falls?
Well, it is all too common. I was raised here in South Dakota. When I started my organization, Be Free, I thought that I was going to be working mainly in Bangkok, Thailand, which I did for about 4 years. But as I would come back and forth to the United States, particularly to Sioux Falls, which is my home city, I was amazed at what I was discovering as victims would come forward to share their story. And I began to be sensitized to what was happening in my own state. It was shocking. Could not believe it. So I no longer am going back and forth to Bangkok. I don't need to. And quite frankly, some of the things that, for instance, we were just recently out at the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally. Some of the things that we saw when we were there were as bad or worse than we would see in the red light district in Bangkok.
What did you see?
Just a lot of exploitation, very serious exploitation of women, and also girls that were quite young. We think that were quite young. They certainly didn't look 18. But that's all part of this culture of risk that we have here in South Dakota. You know, we have women who are trafficked in during the hunting season, certainly have issues on the reservation. That is a very big concern for us, of so many women and children who are very vulnerable and at risk on the reservation, and certainly when they leave the reservation, come into Sioux Falls, the urban area. Oftentimes the escalation of the abuse and use, it's a serious thing. Also, we're very concerned about what's happening on the oil fields. And so the list just kind of goes on and on. But we have women who are being prostituted over Backpage.com, for instance. You know, we have young people who don't understand how to be safe on Facebook and have been contacted by perpetrators and have been trafficked. So anything that's happening in the United States, actually anything that's happening globally, which is a big surprise for a lot of people, is happening here.
How can we, the community, help you and the young women involved in this?
Yeah, massive amounts of awareness and education. That is what we're all about. Of course, we always need resources in order to accomplish what we need to do. That's always a need. But the biggest thing also would be awareness. And if you are aware, you understand what trafficking is all about, that most prostitution meets the definition of trafficking. It's force, fraud, and coercion. And anyone who's being prostituted will tell you there's force, fraud, and coercion. That qualifies as trafficking. So it's awareness, it's getting involved, it's reporting. If you know of people who are in trouble, contact us. We're here to help. We have an amazing police department and a U.S. Attorney's Office that have really made this a priority. Right now, that's why we have so many cases going forward. So there is a lot happening, and I'm very hopeful.
What's your website?
Our website is www.befree58.org.
Thank you, Susan.
Thank you, Jerry.